Greetings and welcome back to Doctor Who Revisited, where I go through every single episode of Doctor Who from 1963 all the way to 2024 and review them. And now we are on to The Invisible Enemy. I really like this episode. This episode is one of the better ones, one of the really good Tom Baker episodes. From like the set design, the concept, the characters, which we will get to in just a minute. But I mean, this episode it's Doctor Who at its finest. This is one of those episodes that you watch and you realize why Doctor Who was on air for as long as it was. Not because there wasn't anything else to put on television. No, it was because they were genuinely good stories. And while it doesn't look as much compared to today's standard, they actually had really high production value back then, comparatively speaking. So yeah, and for the record, I actually watched the remaster version of the episode with updated effects, and I did watch the original released version years and years ago. But for this rewatch, I was able to find the remake version with updated effects, especially with the lightning effects and the spaceship effects. Oh my goodness, they add so much. I mean, not to knock too much on the original effects from the for this episode, but like, come on, these just look so much better. They look so much more movie quality, more contemporary quality, I should say. But yeah, so the parts that really the updated effects couldn't really help as much, the costumes, from the astronaut costumes to the people at the medical facility, it just looks so ridiculous, and I love it. I absolutely love the ridiculousness of the costumes in this episode. It's just great. I mean, it is, like I said, Doctor Who at its finest with the Doctor Who production value. And you know what? I kind of like the woman at the reception desk. She has these gloves or glove coverings on her fingers while she's typing. That actually makes sense. I mean, it's a hospital. As ridiculous as some of those costumes are, some of them are actually pretty practical, and I love it. And I love the way some of the sets work. Oh yeah, by the way, speaking of sets, the new TARDIS console room. It's great. It's one of those console rooms that, like, you step inside and you feel like you're in a TARDIS. This is what a TARDIS is supposed to look like. Talking about the classic series, of course, modern day TARDISes look so extravagant and over the top, and that's good. I love my TARDISes to look that way, but I mean, as far as the classic series goes, this is what I want a TARDIS to look like. This is the image of what a TARDIS should look like, from the control console with all the lovely buttons and dials to the central column, the scanner screen. I love the way the scanner screen works. The pillars. I love the way the doors finally work properly. We're a long way away from the doors that went completely wrong while they were filming it. They kept opening and closing without meaning to. The TARDIS looks great, and I love that this just opens with the Doctor and Leela just decorating the new console room, or the old console room, or whatever you want to call it, the new to us console room. I really like it, and I still really do love the old vintage, almost church-like console room that we had in some of the previous seasons, or specifically the previous one with Sarah Jane and Leela. But this is what I want. This is what I want my console room to look like. And this console room actually lasted for a few years, and it's really fun and enjoyable to watch. But yeah, so now we're on to let's talk about the main threat of this episode, the invisible enemy, as they call him, nucleus of the storm. Okay, so when you hear a name for an episode like the invisible enemy, at least that's the way I always associated with this episode, is the first thing that comes into your mind is like, okay, there's an enemy that can turn invisible. It's like the Invisible Man, specifically like the new version from 2020, I believe. That is really what comes to mind when you see a title like The Invisible Enemy. Guess again, it's Doctor Who. They're flipping the narrative on its head. It's not explicitly invisible, but rather it's microscopic, so you can't see it. And what's more to the point, it actually lives inside your head. Not like Zagreus, but like it's a parasite that infects the mind and just travels through people through eye contact. So you're never actually able to see it. So it is technically still invisible, but not in the literal sense of the word. And I love it. That's a genius way of taking an idea and flipping on its head, like Doctor Who does so well with these so many different concepts. And I just love the catchphrase for this episode: "Contact has been made." That's how you know people have been taken over. It's got the electricity zapping through from one person's eyes to the other person, and then the other person just goes, "Contact has been made."
Contact has been made.
I love it. I love how Doctor Who is able to just like Star Wars, ingrain people with so many of these catchphrases by way of repetition.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
And that's how catchphrases become iconic. So yeah, like I said, the set design for the asteroid station, the set design for the hospital is really great, and then we get K9. K9, one of the best companions of all time. It's almost like he's thrown into this episode as an afterthought. Originally, when we first see him, it's like, okay, so it's a robot. It's a robot dog that just analyzes and computes things. Of course, if you're watching this from the modern series, going back into it like I did, you have this association with K9, but for the most part, it's not one of those people. Not one of those things that you pay attention to. It's something you kind of overlook as non-important. Little did we know that it was actually destined to become one of the longest-running companions of all time. And I love the way that the Doctor just responds to K9 right away. He's just treating him like a dog, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful to see. And I love the first interaction between K9 and Leela, and how they immediately there's that bit of connection to it, even though they're coming from completely different worlds. Like Leela's like the savage warrior from technologically challenged world, and K9 is like the epitome of cutting edge technology for the time. And they just somehow connect. They fight possessed people together. They really work together, and Leela just finds a way to work with this mysterious computer thing. Leela's completely out of her element for pretty much the entire episode, and she just runs with it. She takes to it. She's no longer surprised or frightened by any new things she encounters. She just rolls with it, and that really just shows you that she's been traveling with the Doctor for a very long time now. That these concepts don't surprise her too much. They don't scare her too much, and I love that about Leela's character. I think in every episode now I'm pretty much overpraising Leela's character, but I mean it's justified because she was so well written in so many of these episodes, and I think Bob Baker and Dave Martin actually did a really, really good job, not only just introducing K9, but also working with Leela. Leela's one of those characters that really needs the right writing in order to work, and this episode really does play a lot to her strengths. I mean, she's been able to operate a laser weapon just on a whim, without thinking about it too much. And I just love the approach to Leela in so many of these episodes. Going back to the Doctor for a bit, the Doctor's pretty much been infected for the majority of the episode, and his only way of fighting this viral infection that's infected his mind is what? Cloning himself and Leela? Shrinking the clones and then just inserting the clones into his brain. What a wild concept I never saw coming when I first watched this episode, but it's brilliant. And speaking of the decor and the set design of inside the Doctor's brain is amazing. It's like they just filmed it on another planet. You would never believe you're inside a Time Lord's mind, a Time Lord brain. And I love the different concepts of, there's a zap, and it's a passing thought. The leg wants to move, and the Doctor just goes wild on the operating table outside, and just everything that the Doctor and Leela are doing inside the brain has an effect on the outside of the brain. And I love the antibodies trying to, as ridiculous as, I mean, it looks ridiculous, the antibodies, but I just love the way it kind of works in the episode. And it was actually while the Doctor was trying to figure out what this thing that was infecting his mind was, in actuality, the fact that he brought Leela along with him, and she actually left a piece of herself inside the Doctor's brain, which is a wild thing to even consider. That is what gave him the antibodies to fight the virus, the nucleus of the storm, and that is kind of how he was planning to defeat it. But, a little bit of a nitpick. They spent all that time developing the antibodies to stop the nucleus of the storm, and that kind of doesn't work. And the whole time, Leela keeps saying, we need to blow them up, we need to blast them, we need to kill them all. And the Doctor's, the Doctor, that's not the way he operates. That's not how he does things. He's trying to do it the right way with the antibodies, but then that doesn't work. And it's a weird moment in the episode where he's holding the box of antibodies. The guy points a gun at him, and he drops the box. We don't know where. We don't know where that box went. We don't know what happened to it. It's just gone. And the Doctor just goes to plan B, which is to blow them up. With using, of course, the things inside the asteroid. What happened to the box? What? Okay, you could have just gone with Leela's plan to begin with. Don't know why they needed that to create that extra tension there, but whatever. One slight, not really a nitpick. It's just really a note I want to bring up. It's like the guy that joins up with Leela and the Doctor after he gets infected, and he actually tries to take the help the nucleus of the storm fight the Doctor and eliminate the reject, as they call him. First of all, I mean, like, he was wearing those shades that really hide what happened to the fact that he was also infected from the Doctor and Leela. The Doctor was just there with his eyes closed trying to fight off the parasite, and Leela was just there. It could have just shot Leela then and there, and then, the bad guys win. The episode's over. Why he didn't do that is anyone's guess. But I mean, if he did do that, then the rest of the serial kind of doesn't happen. So I'm kind of glad he did it. He didn't do it, but I mean, that kind of goes completely against his plan. And another bit of a note that I want to bring up is, like, it's the same actor from the Pyramids of Mars episodes, the guy with the brother that if you remember my review for that episode, I kind of took pity on the fact that all he wanted to do was just save his brother, and he got really, really sad that his brother is gone now, and then he tries to get his brother back, and his possessed brother kills him, and he dies in this episode too. I just want, for once, a good ending to this guy. Can we get that at least? It's an actor that was reused a bunch of times in classic Doctor Who. Can we get one episode where he shows up and he actually has a good ending? Just once. But that's a bit of a nitpick for me, a personal nitpick for me, casting-wise. But yeah, the ending, of course, with Dr. Marius or Marinus. Is it Marius or Marinus? I think it's Marius. Has to go back to... Can't remember if it was Earth or to the mainland because it was an asteroid. He has to go back, and he can't take K9 with him, so he wants K9 to go with the Doctor, and K9 just walks into the TARDIS, and an eternal friendship begins. I love that. I love how K9 just joins the Doctor that way, and becomes essentially the Doctor kind of becomes his new master. And by the way, did you know that they actually wrote, filmed, and edited two completely different endings for this? One where K9 goes with the Doctor, and one where he doesn't. Worth looking up the alternate ending for this episode. But yeah, I just love how Leela is so excited about having a new dog, having K9 as a pet. The Doctor is initially um, not a big fan of that at first, but he grows to be such a close friend of K9 over time, over the next couple of seasons, and I really like it. It's one of my favorite Doctor companion duos of all time. K9 is just really one of those companions that transcends um, just one Doctor. He just worked with so well with so many Doctors and so many different other characters and companions. But yeah, so Invisible Enemy, one of the better episodes of the Tom Baker era. Thank you for watching. If you have, let me know what you think about this. This is what I think about this episode. And sorry, talking too much. Until the next episode, affirmative master. Hi there. Thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. I'll see you next time.